चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यनामोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वती नामिने श्रीवासवादिनी देवी दैताय कृपामये कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञान आईने प्रभवे नमः। मामयोगप्रेमाय श्रीरूपानुगवर्तित श्रीगौरकरुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमस्ते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्ते निराजिने रूपानुगवृन्दावन सिद्धान्तवृन्दायिने नमो हरिश्वराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्ते विप्रमदावसारोद्यं अपाराचार्ये नमः। नमो विष्णुदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते गौराविर्भावभूमे स्वं निर्देशकर्तनप्रिय वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदनाय कृष्णप्रेमपदाय कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामने गौरवते नमः। पंचमहामहापुरुषं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। कृष्णकरुणासिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्ते। चैतन्यवन्तो प्रपन्नो मम वन्दनामृतति मत्सर्वस्य पदाम्भोजो राधामदनमोहनं दिव्यवृन्दारण्यकल्पमाधव श्रीमद्रत्नाकरसिंहासनस्थं श्रीमद्भागवतगोविन्ददेवं देशादिसेव्यमानं स्मरामि। श्रीमान्वासदागमि त्वं शिवकरसहस्रः कर्षण्येन स्मरे गोपी गोपीनाथाश्रेयस्वरा सप्तकाञ्चन गौरवी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी कृष्णमानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So we'll recite the first verse together. Vacho vedam manasarodha vedam jiva vedam udarapasa vedam etan vedam yovishiddhita sarvamapimam buddhim shashishya. Somebody wants to read the translation and then we'll move on to this.
A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the actions of anger, and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world.
Translation.
One's devotional service is spoiled when he becomes too entangled in the following six activities: eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required, over endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain, talking unnecessarily about mundane or subject matters, practicing the scriptural rules and regulations only for the sake of following them and not for the sake of spiritual advancement, or rejecting the rules and regulations of the scriptures and working independently or whimsically, associating with worldly minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness, and being greedy for mundane achievements.
We'll start with the first, as the translation says. We are talking about the six things which are going to be uh, like impending or improving our devotional life. So we need to start with the first one: eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required. So somebody can initiate the discussion and we can take it from there. Like last time, we can discuss how this can be achieved, what are the problems in real life we face, and then the solution for that.
ईटिंग यानी खाने के हिसाब से जीने के लिए इतना थोड़ा भी खा सकते हैं अपन, रहने के यानी जो अपने को बॉडी रिक्वायरमेंट है अपना खाने, कोई बोलते हैं कि हम जीते हैं खाने के लिए, कोई खाता है जीने के लिए, तो बॉडी को कितना रिक्वायरमेंट है उतना उसके हिसाब से अपन खा सकते हैं। कोई एक्सेस खाता है वो अलग चीज़ है, लेकिन अपना रिक्वायरमेंट अपना क्या है बॉडी के, उसके हिसाब से रहना है। और बॉडी को यानी अपन समझो इंटेक्ट भी करेंगे तो अपना बॉडी भी सिस्टमेटिक ही चलेगा उसके हिसाब से, अपना जो भी रिक्वायरमेंट अपना, फिर नहीं तो ज्यादा आपको ज्यादा खाए तो कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुआ, डायबिटीज डिसीज हो गया, ऐसा हो गया। अगर सब अभी प्रभु जी ने एग्जाम्पल इसमें दिए हैं कि तो जो जानवर है जो, लेकिन उनको नॉलेज नहीं है, दे अपन ह्यूमन बीइंग है तो इतना नॉलेज है फिर भी अपन यूज नहीं करते। जानवर को अगर सामने रख दिया जाए तो जितना उसको जरूरत है उतना ही वो खाएगा, बाकी और इंसान को वो तो जबरदस्ती उठा के थोड़ा खाएगा भी और वो पकड़ लेके भी जाएगा अपने साथ खाने के लिए।
Yeah, you are going to share. They were saying main heading is devotional services is spoiled when it becomes too entangled with the in the following six activities. Like this one of the example, जरूरत से ज्यादा कुछ करते हो, that is not right, it's not good. I think devotional life is like when we control ourselves with specific way. But this is talking about we are not controlling ourselves, we are kind of taking like which is not needed. So we are still connected to some other way, like some MoMA is connected hai hum log. So that's the reason we are just taking which is not required. Second example which they given is collecting the properties. We want to that. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So same way that related, but we discuss their difference. Once that person is connected to the devotional life, that person understands the what is spiritual, what is material life. So it's not just kind of more maya like bas ye mila khaya, wo mila khaya, wo mila khaya. Just for a taste of your tongue, you can just keep on grabbing a lot of things, and that ultimately has impact on the human being. Quantity of food is limited, right? And if everybody is taking more and more food, it means somewhere it will create a deficiency. That is again one of the impact. If you are consuming more and more which is not needed for you, just kind of waste it. But other person who really need it, that person is not going to get it. So that is context.
In Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada writes that when a conditioned human being has two kind of activities. One is conditioned activities and one is transcendental activities. So since we are in the material world, these two activities will go parallelly. So in conditioned activities, we have to maintain our body for sustenance. We have to earn something. We have to eat something to maintain our body. So this activity will go on. Too much is not good. For example, if one has too much accumulated too much wealth, then he might be 24/7 he might be engrossed in sense gratification, which is not a good thing. And Srila Prabhupada in the purport in this verse he writes that there are three three kinds of nature of Krishna, or three kinds of energies of Krishna: Antaranga, Bahiranga, and Tathastha. So living entities, we come under Tathastha Shakti, which is the marginal potency of Krishna, and we can either be in Bahiranga or we can be in Antaranga. So either we can be influenced by the material energy of Krishna or the internal potency of Krishna. So if so a Mahatma, so Prabhupada goes and writes that so a Mahatma is one who knows his constitutional position and what his relationship with Krishna, and he acts accordingly in this material world. So hence he is not influenced by the material world, and he comes into contact with the Antaranga Shakti of Krishna. And regarding Mahatma, in Bhagavad Gita, it is written 9.14, Sattam Kirto Yantumam. So the four qualities of Mahatma is given. He is always engaged in chanting, endeavoring, paying obeisances. So in order to add a Mahatma, Prabhupada also writes that a Mahatma is created by association of other Mahatmas. So if one wants to get the qualities of Mahatma, then association with Mahatmas is important.
Yeah, the very first spoiler in devotional service is eating more than necessary. So what happens is if we eat more than required, so if we see bodily the energy is very low. Second, the digestion, you will have an internal digestion problem as well. So you will not be able to do devotional service very nicely, and you will be always like if some activity needs to be done, whether devotional or material, you will be always low. You will be like skipping it. You will become lazy, and this is one of the endeavor for any activity, whether it's a professional or whether it's a spiritual. So that is the first point. That's why Srila Rupa Goswami says that this is needs to be avoided. And even in the first verse, we saw that it says about all the three are in Vacho Vega, Manasa, Krodha Vega. So it starts with the tongue only. So it is somewhere or the other related to tongue only. We always want good and good taste. Today we had this samosa, tomorrow this junk food and all this. So there is no ending for it. If we give once, then it goes on increasing. So that's why we need to restrict it in the first place.
So here it is general eating, collecting wealth. So eating is like we know when we are full, that is the way we can give example how a person knows like he's had enough. You can say when you are hungry, otherwise. But what about wealth? Where do you put a full stop?
No full stop. I think no full stop.
No, so that's a problem. So
That's the problem.
because how do we know? Okay, this weight is enough.
ऐसे इंसान के जो है ना हम लोग उसमें हम लोग में बहुत सारा जिज्ञासा भरी हुई है, तो दैट्स वो खींचते हैं, वो उस तरफ एक तरफ से खींच वो अट्रैक्ट करते कि नहीं जाना ही जाना है, तो उसको कैसे बचा जाए, तो उसको कैसे बच सकते हैं, तो उसको बचने के लिए अभी क्या है, जो महात्मा जो है बड़े लोग हैं वो उनके एसोसिएशन में, क्योंकि वो दे नो कंट्रोल तो नहीं कर सकते, मैनेज बोलूंगा, कंट्रोल बोलेंगे कंट्रोल नहीं, मैनेज, हाउ टू मैनेज योर, वो थोड़ा एसोसिएशन किस कर पाएंगे तो हो सकता है।
ये जैसा आपने बोला कि वेल्थ है, हेल्थ इज दैट वी नीड फॉर आवर सस्टेंस जो डेली है, जैसे आपका फैमिली है, फैमिली के लिए वी नीड मनी है, बट जैसा इन्होंने बोला कि पैसा चाहिए और से, दैट इज द रीजन वी आर एसोसिएटेड हियर टू टॉक अबाउट दैट, टू बी मोर डिवोशनल। जितना आप डिवोशनल करेंगे, एज यू रीड बुक्स यू कम टू नो दैट आचार्यस दे हैव रिटन दैट व्हाई वी हैव कम टू दिस वर्ल्ड एज अ ह्यूमन बीइंग, वी आर एनिमल्स, और कितना जन्म से अपन इधर आए। That is the reason as a human being we have to read books, we have to chant, that will affect slowly and gradually it will happen. अभी नहीं तो क्या होता है, अपन कमाना, we do that as a compulsory we have to do, because for sustaining life I am also working. मैं बोलेगा अगर मैं छोड़ छाड़ के मैं इसमें हूँ, I can't do that because I am responsible for my family and as a grihastha or as a devotee, have to earn. जैसा now it is book distribution is going on. अगर book distribution करना है तो we have to donate. उसके लिए कुछ तो लगेगा. So you have to plan accordingly कि क्या क्या करना है for the full year. You know you are earning. So you have to manage accordingly. थोड़ा पैसा बाजू में रखना है for devotional service. This thing we have to manage. तो पैसा वो बराबर जाएगा. नहीं तो व्हाट यू डू नॉर्मली द मैटर वो क्या करता है पूरा साल का प्लान करते हैं आज इधर जाना है तो गोवा जाना है उधर जाना है ये प्लान अरे आज वर्ल्ड टूर करना है ये साल में तो व्हाट दे विल डू फुल उतना बिजनेस और बढ़ाएगा उसके साथ स्ट्रेस भी लेगा तो दैट इज नॉट फॉर गुड अपना हेल्थ के लिए भी अच्छा नहीं बाकी इसके लिए.
So this leads us to the second point: over enduring for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain. First was collecting. We had, so we try to. Now, which is not the because we are over enduring. So maybe you can share it. You started the second topic, but I have to hold on. Mundane things, mundane material. Unnecessary things. Yeah. So as we already started. Where to put the full stop. So that is very much important, right? So putting a full stop is like controlling your senses and how to control your senses. So with this regards, with this context, controlling the senses like understanding the power of self-realization, self-satisfaction. That is the main issue, right? We are satisfied with what we have. That's why we have desire of getting a lot of things like we need this, we need this, we need this. So that is the point here. So when person becomes in devotional services or the spiritual world, that person understand what I really need for myself. If you think about I need something like this, tomorrow I need something else. Day after tomorrow I need something else. So it keep on increasing. So I think that person is still connected to the material world. So it's not able to focus it over here. So I think if person really if person understand about these things that spiritual world, then he has to get like away from the Moh Maya. This is the part of Moh Maya. What Prabhupada has said on orientation. Sorry, what Prabhupada has said on orientation.
So Prabhupada has said simple living and high thinking should be the funda of life. A human being can survive on a piece of land and a cow. So he can get the food from the piece of land and a cow can give the milk for nourishment. But the problem is since human beings have higher intelligence, if that higher intelligence is not utilized in realizing Krishna consciousness, then that intelligence is now used for over endeavoring or producing unnecessary material things like all the industries that are running today. So Prabhupada says that these are all unnecessary things which we can live without, but we should instead use our time for practicing Krishna consciousness and developing that love for Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada has so Krishna says that there are four types of people who do not surrender unto me. Namam Dushkritino Mudha. So I think the Mudha category comes under this. So in the purport of Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada in describing the Mudhas, he gives the example of an ass. That an ass from day to night he keeps on working. He's made to work just for some piece of grass which is available freely, but he doesn't have that consciousness. He just he thinks that if I work, I get food and then some little sex. So hence he's 24/7 he's engaged in the hard labor. So we are also like that. So 24/7 for over endeavoring or for achieving things that are very difficult to achieve. We over endeavor. So day and night, maybe we don't have enough time for chanting, for reading Prabhupada books, for offering puja or practicing our devotional service. We don't get enough time once we start over endeavoring. So to create a balance, like the question that you asked, that how do we know that what is enough? So I should have in my material activity or in my job or in my business, I should have enough time to spare for my devotional activity, which is a main ultimate goal of life. If we are not able to spare that time, then I'm over it. So for me, that is the criteria. That balance should be there.
Is it wrong to be rich?
No.
But we should think all time that money.
रिच ठीक है बनना बनना ठीक है, आई एम डूइंग समथिंग मैं रिच बन गया ठीक है, बट इसलिए बना we should everything dedicated to Lord Krishna before start everything. Eating आज दिया इसमें है काम, भगवान ने आज मैंने फॉर एग्जांपल ऑफिस में कोई प्रमोशन दी, दिस इज बिकॉज ऑफ लॉर्ड कृष्ण ओनली, नथिंग इज डन बाय अस, दिस इज कंट्रोल बाय लॉर्ड कृष्ण ओनली. आज अगर वो चाहे तो तुमको उठा भी सकता है, तुमको कहीं गिरा भी सकता है, माने एनीथिंग लॉर्ड कृष्ण कैन डू. सो बिफोर यू स्टार्ट मेक व्हाट इज माय थिंकिंग, एवरीथिंग यू डू टुडे, माने अगर खाना नहीं खाया कुछ आज मंदिर भी गया, दैट इज ड्यू टू लॉर्ड कृष्ण ओनली. सिर्फ वो चीज मैं हमेशा याद रखता हूँ कि कृष्णा राधा माँ ने इंस्ट्रक्शन किया इसलिए मैं कर पा रहा हूँ, अगर वो लोग इंस्ट्रक्शन नहीं देते तो आई विल नॉट डू एनीथिंग. सिंपल. एंड जो भी मैं कर रहा हूँ ठीक है, जो भी मैं कमा रहा हूँ, जो भी मैं कुछ कर रहा हूँ, आई थिंक सम पोर्शन आई शुड डू फॉर द वेलफेयर ऑफ द एकदम मीडियम लेवल. फॉर एग्जांपल क्लाइंट, they are not able to do anything in the society, मतलब उसका क्या करना, मैं अभी बोलूंगा उसको जाके नौकरी करने के लिए they cannot do. So I will try, but it's my opinion, so I should try to do something from there also. Nothing, all of it, that is not my instruction. So everything will be on the instruction from Radha and Krishna, not Krishna.
So now what will happen is एक जो है वो कमा रहा है and then is able to become wealthy. Another devotee is not able to become wealthy. So you think a devotee can become wealthy, so I'll also do that. So ये situation कैसे है? He is seeing other first devotee is rich, but I have to earn, so I also will struggle.
तो जी वो तो प्रैक्टिकल है, अपने को देयर इज नो सब्स्टिट्यूट फॉर हार्ड वर्क तो करना ही है, तो आपको मेहनत करना ही पड़ेगा किसी भी है. और जो समझो एक डिवोटी जो वेल्दी है, तो वेल्दी क्यों है, उसका भी कुछ कारण है, वो भी एक सोसाइटी को कुछ तो देना चाहिए. अभी आजकल बड़े लोग सब है, वो लोग कुछ मंदिर में दान करते, तो रिच होना भी कोई वो नहीं है, दे आर सम कुछ तो करना है उनके लिए, कुछ तो करते हैं. लेकिन एक प्रभु जी, मैंने स्कूल में हम लोग ने बहुत पहले पढ़ा था मैं स्कूल में कि डिवोटी से समझो एक रिच पर्सन डेली मंदिर में जाकर पूजा अर्चना सब कुछ है, और उस शहर में एक दिन कुत्ता पागल हो गया, तो कुत्ते ने उस पर्सन को काट लिया, लेकिन वो नहीं मरा, कुत्ता ही मर गया. तो वो लास्ट में मोरल दिखा था, लेकिन सही में वो भक्ति में था कि क्या था.
If Krishna is not related, then it's a question. You're right. Because anything which we consider moral at a certain level, it will be okay. But unless you connect with Krishna, it's a question. If it's not followed according to scripture, then we cannot justify.
वो मैं बोला कि वो सही में भक्ति में थे कि वो कुत्ता मर गया, लेकिन वो आदमी में इतना जहर था कि वो पागल. यानी मोरल बहुत स्कूल के टाइम पर तो ध्यान दीजिए.
We have to understand that but our material condition is also a result of our past karmas. So we've taken birth in a certain society, in a certain family, and we are getting, so like Prabhuji said, hard work. So you may do the same amount of work, hard work, I may do the same amount of hard work, but the results might be different, completely different. You might be super rich, I might be super poor. So we have to understand that it is also the past karmas that a person comes when he takes birth, brings it along with himself, and the life will be affected due to these past karmas. So we should not be affected that if someone is rich, it is his karma. I am not rich, so it is my karma, my past deed. But in this life, we should only endeavor to, since we are now being associated with ISKCON and we have the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we should understand that we have to take this mercy and only follow the devotional aspect of it, and not to over endeavor for getting rich or getting material.
Rich can be of two types. एक तो wealthy rich है कृष्ण है, तो वो rich मानना वाला, suppose आप rich है, नहीं, we should think now कर्म, वो rich है ठीक है, but at a certain point of time the people should start gathering his karma for the next life. We should think good. I mean, Lord Krishna, actually our soul will remain happy if we go to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. That is the main reach in my money. To return to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, nothing else. Reach हो उसका पास ऑडी है बोल के वो रिच है और मेरे पास कुछ नहीं है, but anything मेरा एक ही है, तो फीलिंग का डायलॉग था ना, तुमने तुमको लाया, यू आर नॉट कम यार, तुमको लाया गया फॉर यार आई केम विद एसोसिएशन, तो दिस इज नॉट माय है, मुझे लाया गया, आई वाज इन कोलकाता, आई केम इन मीरा रोड, आई जस्ट लिव दिस वन, तो मुझे कोई ना कोई तो लाया है, नहीं अगर कोलकाता में रहता, मेरा उस इसका मंदिर ही नहीं है, कितना दूर है, मायापुर है और मैं कहाँ पर रहता हूँ, तो मीरा रोड इतना, बॉम्बे में इतना काम है, मेरा ऑफिस बोले गाँव में, तो बोले वहां रहते सर, तो मीरा रोड में आया मैं इस एसोसिएशन, तो इट इज डन बाय लॉर्ड कृष्णा ओनली, तो आई एम नॉट, मुझे लाया गया है, so that is of Lord Krishna Dharma, nothing else.
Sorry.
I was just think this is I think this is more with the person's thought process. Okay, because nowadays people who are like who are joined or attached to the devotional life or devotional way, that person always link all these things to the karmas. That is, I think, good thing. Okay, but there are some different thoughts on contrary. People think, what is karma? I'm doing my hard work, so I'm getting what I'm getting. But person who really believes in God, that person says that yes, I have something attachment to this God because of that I'm getting such kind of power, so I can do my hard work. So ultimately, you need a power to do your hard work. Otherwise, you cannot do. The power from where? Power is from internal from where? From the God. So that positive energy. Mind में energy मुझे कुछ करना है. That is the main kind of come from the God. You cannot just kind of simply say that I'm doing everything on my side. No. It's our body is controlled by whom? It's a God. Atma is also God. So we are nowhere. Okay? It is functioning because of God. So if you are, means you have to connect this. You have to link everything to God only. You cannot just say no, I'm doing something from my side. No. You have to connect everything to God only because we are made by God. It's the biggest creation in the world, which nobody can do. So it's not bad to be being a race. So it's again this.
Actually, we are talking about orienting, understand, as Prabhuji also said, the main goal of our life is going back to God. So having that, we have to plan accordingly. Whether I'm able to spend enough time for my Acharya's instruction, 16 counts, following the principles, reading scriptures. This is the thing that we need to keep in mind with our daily things. And then, of course, as we want, how much more time to give for Krishna. That should be the yeah. Sure. Once I will give you a
Nowadays, debate is the biggest education, right? Being a debater of discussion is the biggest education. I was saying debate or group discussion is the biggest education nowadays. In that people put forward their thoughts, discuss with each other. Everybody will share their thoughts, learn everything from everybody, and then give your knowledge. So this is best way of the education which we never saw in our education life, at least from regular village place where we are liking from.
Prabhupada is also quoting Bhagavatam in this context. He's saying that even religion is used for material gains. So, like we hear that if we do this puja, we will get this benefit. If we perform this yajna, we'll get in next life we'll be Brahma, or we'll get birth in a higher planetary system. So there are a lot of allurements that is offered by Vedic books or people who are propagating these things. So we should. So this is also a part of over endeavoring where you get engaged in these activities and for only for material gain and not for spiritual advancement.
So I think we'll wind up with this to next third talking unnecessarily. We'll take it up next session. Now, since we are at 7:15, I think we'll start on the book distribution discussion. So I would want to lead.
book distribution, as you know, this is the month of December. Normally we say that book distribution करना है. Book distribution क्यों करना है? Because the Prabhupada has made a system, as the spiritual master has told that जब you have money, you can do distribution. That is the main thing. आप अगर समझे खाना दोगे, कितना दिन रहेगा? खाएगा भूल जाएगा. When you give a book to somebody, it's like a parampara. वो किधर ना किधर तो use होगा. Example in my case, my father was he got a book. He became a member. I was not knowing he was a member in US, and the book was dying. He got the book and he kept. And my wife, she saw the book while cleaning or something. She started reading, and it happened like 2007. In our area only that Ayappa temple was there, and that Kamalalochan Pr, there was an announcement. Kamalalochan Prabhuji lecture was there, and she started, and then we had an association with Bhagavati Mataji, and then she started giving. She was associated with that because we had our elder daughter. So we started accordingly, and in that how we came to Krishna conscious, we didn't. And after some years, we like book distribution. चलो जाते हैं करके. We were going to Dadar. दादर में जाने के टाइम it was like a family. उधर जाने का मतलब it was like a festival like. सब लोग अपने हिसाब से they were bringing, चलो अपने घर से कुछ लेके आते थे. तो जाना किसके लिए? खाना है. वो मेन था. Because बाकी तो नहीं मिलता, but different items we are getting. But slowly and gradually we came to know that book distribution क्या है, how people are coming, and it was not as we are telling karma. जो karma रहता है, some people are told that आप ले लो. People were coming like आते हैं book लेने के लिए. क्यों लेते हैं? Because कुछ कर्मा की वजह से बुक ले रहे हैं. Sometimes we say that कि लेते नहीं, अरे 10 बार 10 मिनट लिया नहीं. Why? Because वो उसका भी तक कर्म आया नहीं लेने के लिए. Then automatically किधर ना किधर वापस लेता है. वो आया है some reason से, but उसका time नहीं है. But time comes. Normally I'm not a book distributor. My wife does that. Every full month she does in Borivali station with some few it is. But when I go, I stand, I say that, but I don't have that the technique या वो बात करने की. I say, but people come sometimes. एक ने 2 बुक लेके जाते हैं. But it's all Krishna's. And we say that अरे बुक जाता नहीं है, क्यों नहीं जाता है? But some people who have बुक क्यों लेते हैं? अरे वो जाएंगे तो वो लेके जाएंगे. अब LIC एजेंट्स कैसे रहते हैं? वो LIC एजेंट आपसे एक पॉलिसी तो लेके रहेगा. आप बोलोगे अगर मेरा इनकम 3000 है, वो 3000 रहेगा, बोलेगा नहीं वो मेरा इतना बचेगा 3000. वो बोलेगा चलेगा 500 का भी ले लो. बट ही विल टेक दैट थिंग. वैसे जैसे अपन भगवत गीता देंगे, भगवत गीता नहीं तो छोटा बुक तो दे देगा. तो दैट इज एक का है. इन माय केस व्हाट आई डू, आई एम अ बैंक. मैं क्या करता हूँ, एक मैसेज पहले छोड़ देता हूँ. जैसा 1 दिसंबर को मैसेज डाल देता हूँ. मैसेज डाल के उसको थोड़ा सा रोकता हूँ, फिर और एक मैसेज डालता हूँ, फिर फोन करता हूँ. ऐसा है. बिकॉज अभी मटेरियल ये जो है वो लोग नहीं करेंगे. व्हाट यू से भगवत गीता है हमारे पास, हम पढ़ते हैं. यू डोंट नो विद्या दान दिस. सो दैट इज माय सिस्टम ऑफ ये करना. तो इसका डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन there are many things
Can discuss. Means there are 2 ways. One is we have already been doing, or if after hearing more of glorification, how we want to do, that also we can discuss.
लेके देना मतलब कैसे होता है? मतलब कोई
नहीं बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऐसे कैसा है इन इस्कॉन. व्हाट वी से दैट वी प्लान अपने को करना भी. नॉर्मली कोई भी है इन योर ऑफिस, व्हाट यू गेट अ टारगेट. कोई भी यू आर हैविंग अ प्रोडक्ट और यू आर इन सर्विस इंडस्ट्री, आपको क्या देता है टारगेट? 1 साल का टारगेट देता है. तो टू मेक इट मोर एंथुसियास्टिक रहना है कि अपने को कुछ एक करना है. नहीं तो क्या रहेगा, बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है कर देंगे, हो गया बस ऐसा. टारगेट इज व्हाट. ये बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन अब क्यों कर रहे हैं? क्यों? देयर आर मेनी पीपल हु आर सफरिंग से निकलने के लिए बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. एटलीस्ट बुक देंगे, पढ़ेंगे तो मंदिर में आएंगे कि दे आर रीडिंग समथिंग. क्या है, नो अबाउट दैट. If you start reading book, whatever छोटा book भी पढ़ोगे तो आपको मालूम पड़ेगा क्या है कृष्णा क्या है. तो ऑटोमेटिकली प्रभुपाद बुक ऐसा है कि वो पढ़ेंगे तो ऑटोमेटिक वो आते ही है. इट हैपेंस और आते ही हैं और वो दे कितना तक ये लोग कनेक्टेड एड्रेस देखेंगे तो आएंगे स्कूल में आके ये करेंगे. एज यू सेड एट ट्रायल कैसा करना है बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन आपको टारगेट देते हैं. देन वी एसोसिएटेड विद ये आपको एक बोलेंगे चलो एक 10 बुक एक कर दो करके. व्हेन यू स्टार्ट बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन आप एक एक देते हो आपने पॉजिटिव आप यू स्टार्ट ऑन क्या उसको एक क्या प्लान करते हो आपके दिमाग में ये रहेगा मेरे को बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करना है मेरे फ्रेंड सर्कल कितने मेरे फैमिली कितने देन अकॉर्डिंगली यू डू दैट.
Message is like probably is waiting there. What is message?
Professional audio.
So you want to share something?
So basically, we can go to schools, colleges. We can, as Bruce said, gather station, any station, and there will be other people, other devotees who will be helping you. And accordingly, we can also say because this is a Gita Jayanti month, so we are distributing because next Ekadasi is of Moksha Ekadasi. And mostly in ISKCON temples, all the 700 verses are recited. And so we can say first, this is Gita month. Second, we can say that this is a discounted price. So actual price is over and above this, but we are offering at a discounted price. So these are some of the
So one thing is Prabhuji covered that. Many times we go out for distribution, but people will say, "Hey, very fast." So that how we have to take it. So that is the main thing. Basically, here our endure is important. Our thinking, because we are always engaged in thinking how to give that book to the other person or how to distribute. So we need not worry. Like in a company, the target is given, and if you don't meet the target, you don't get proper bonus or something. Here, our endure, how much we are actually enduring for that distribution, that is important rather than achieving the target. Yes, you have a goal, so you always endure for that. But whether you have made enough attempt, at least for that, so we should not get discouraged. Krishna will always give us the way. So here we are not doing for ourselves, it's for Krishna. So the method will be there and then something will happen. There are experience of devotees in bookdistribution.com. We have many experience. Like a person goes with 10 books. The entire day, right from morning and evening, nothing will, no book will go. And suddenly one person will come, we'll say, I need from somewhere, like as Prabhuji said, we don't know where he comes from. He'll come and he'll say, I need books. And all the books will, and they'll feel shortage of books. That also many stories are there. That they have shortage of books because suddenly all the books are gone and they don't have. You want to share something?
No, I don't experience, but I've seen where many people gather. That is the place where we should sell. But there are more chances of selling more books. It's all based on the volume. So more volume, more people volume. So there are chances we can sell. So I think so far we done the same thing. Like whenever we have some kind of puja at home, or that's the time where we utilize and we nobody say no also during that time. And again, rightly said, most of them already have book. Even if they don't have, they don't buy it because they don't read it. That is the mentality that who reads it? Nobody reads it. But they don't know the power of that Bhagavad Gita. That is the main thing. So we need to educate them what is the power of it. Even at my home, I don't read it when my daughter sits with me. She recites or whenever we have Pataji Prabhuji come at my home, we do all this with Bhagavad Gita. That was sufficient. At least once in a month, twice in a month, if you read it like this, that is sufficient. But people should read it. I don't know how what is strategy behind how to sell it. Are we selling it free or we will charge?
Yeah, charge. Basically, in US Central, what they do is they say you can give donation how much you want. But in Indian circles, we specify.
मतलब बुक्स सब कुछ है ना मतलब ऐसा सिर्फ भगवद गीता नहीं रहता कि और भी बुक जैसे कृष्णा
We focus on Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna book also.
कृष्णा बुक छोटा छोटा जो बुक्स रहता है ना जैसे बोला था माय
Yeah. So that small books normally throughout the year we do. The focus in the December is Bhagavad Gita, but it's not. We can distribute small book as well. But we keep a target for Mahabig books, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So big Mahabig books is a focus. But on this one, small book is also.
Probably will send you the list of the prices of discounted.
Charge is maybe because if we put our money, hard-earned money in that, then we'll value it. And if we get it for free, then it'll just keep lying there somewhere.
But there are some other group, it's like it's again people like Hindu people like general uh, who believes in the God. उनको पता है कि भगवद गीता means क्या है. Most powerful like scripture in the world. For Hindu basically, this is the Bhagavad Gita. But somewhere I feel जो lower level people, even they know about it, but they don't have it. So how do you give them this kind of book? Even if we can give them.
So what we do is we have to take Vidyadhan also. When Prabhuji has rotated a lot also for schools, we install Bhagavatam. They can afford, but the school doesn't realize importance. So what we do is we go and keep the Srimad Bhagavatam set in the school so that the students get opportunity. Because as Srila Prabhupada said, real education is about knowing Krishna and the relation.
I was about to say, sorry to interrupt. At the education level, we should make it mandate for Hindus. That is why it should come because we don't know our dharmas. We don't know. We just heard the name Bhagavad Gita. वाले movies बोलते हैं Bhagavad Gita हाथ रख के जो बोलेगा सही बोलेगा पर इसमें क्या है? Nobody knows it. So this has to be done from the beginning. Definitely, it is now advantages. Not happening. So somebody spoiled our education system like this. That's the reason we are not happy.
उन्होंने सिस्टम पूरा चेंज तो अपना रामायण और भगवत गीता में जो है ना मेन कल्चर तो उधर से है.
So correct. So what we do is
स्कूल में जा सकते
हाँ वैसे कर लेंगे.
So schooling में कैसे solve करें जहाँ पे हम लोग
हैं. एक दिन हम लोग इंस्टॉल आई डोंट नो जस्ट एन आइडिया मतलब आप लोग एक्सपीरियंस हो मेरे से ज्यादा मतलब स्कूल में एक स्टॉल देखे मतलब एक पहला है कृष्णा कंसिस्टेंस मतलब एक बॉडी मतलब आई डोंट नो आई मे बी रॉन्ग आल्सो कि मेन एम टू गो टू द लोटस फीट ऑफ लॉर्ड कृष्णा बट जो भी है एंड बुक्स स्मॉल बुक्स छोटा बुक्स हिंदी वी शुड स्टार्ट विद स्कूल्स यस आई डोंट नो स्टेशंस एंड ये कि सब लोग अगर माने क्यों नहीं लोगे ठीक है आप नहीं लोगे तो ठीक आप किसी को दे दो किसी को मतलब को ठीक है और दूसरा अगर वो नहीं पड़ेगा तो फैमिली में किसी को आप दे दो ऐसा वैसा कर सकते हैं वी कैन डू एक दिन मतलब कभी सैटरडे संडे कभी भी सुबह मॉर्निंग जैसे टाइम मतलब सबका हो वी कैन डू दैट इन स्कूल्स कॉलेजेस अगर हो कोई भी स्कूल्स में जाके अप्रोच कर सकते हैं कोई इशू नहीं.
So normally what we do is we go to schools and then education के लिए जाते हैं. Value in the form of value education they are open. तो उनके लिए कुछ problem नहीं होता value education. And we introduce Bhagavad Gita. Some schools are open for Bhagavad Gita directly. So that is on the education part. This book distribution is like keeping the set in their library and as Prabhuji said, free distribution to the students. Normally we have a competition exam where the students participate and then either they can, in the fees we can include our Bhagavad Gita or make the registration free and using this donation we can give Bhagavad Gita. So that is another way we are doing. So the main thing is this month we have to contemplate more on how, as you said, you are new but you are able to think. So most of the things are happening and we also can be part of it for the other different places and then go and distribute.
The temple we have that counter distribution. If you have time, you can just say that.
I've been seeing this book distribution since my childhood because I used to go to classes for my in Dadar, Guribli. So all stations you will see people. So I think 10, 15 years, maybe more. But I've been seeing this since 10 years. Anyone who is traveling via trains, local trains, they all will know. Mira Road says there's a stall, Guribli there's a stall.
अच्छा अभी भी
Yes, only thing is nowadays like permission is limited. Now we used to have 2-3 stalls in the platform. अभी restricted हम लोग बोलते हैं एक ही stall लगाओ they get a general permission for the railway and then make sure only one representation. So normally what we do is now we stand outside the platform where there is no restriction. We request other this shopkeepers and to give us some place. Otherwise there is a tussle in मेरा जल रहा है. So we take your permission, put one place and try to.
सब पहली बार जाओगे तो आप बोलोगे मैं वेन्यू में जाऊंगा ही नहीं, तो जैसे हमने 30 साल से हम लोग क्यों आ रहे हैं? हम लोग आ जाते हैं
Argument होता है थोड़ा.
अच्छा ऑलरेडी कोई
नहीं शॉप का तो छोड़ो, जो बाजू बेचते हैं वो लोग क्या बोलते हैं, लोग को क्या लगता है कि इधर आएगा तो हम लोग का गर्दी होएगा ही, अभी लोग आदत हो गया है लेडीज यू नो ना, लोग अपन देखेंगे तो अपन सोचते हैं अरे क्या बोलते
So
हैं.
with humility we can request them, and then without disturbing we can start the distribution.
हम लोग क्लास बट ये नहीं यहाँ पर भी आप लोग कर रहे हो या मैं सोच रहा हूँ तो नहीं
This entire month up to January 10th.
अच्छा
we
जनवरी
will
हाँ स्कूल्स का मैं अप्रोच करता हूँ
फिर इन योर ऑफिस you can say that ऐसा है भगवत गीता लिस्ट आपको दे देंगे.
Sometimes what we do is, if a factory knows the owner or himself is the owner, he takes for all these employees and then gives that. That is another way they do. So we can approach corporate and they are top bosses where they can think of distributing.
So this time Kamlesh Prabhuji has ordered me one box of Hindi. So we'll take that 30 books and we will distribute across.
He's having a factory, you know, so he will start. He's 11 employees.
So that is the thing we have to do. वो लोग बोलेंगे मैं क्या करूँ, ये तो that will help him. वो पढ़ेंगे तो उनका अच्छा है ना, फैक्ट्री में अच्छा काम है. तो then gradually जो मावा खाते हैं, बस गुजरात I see वो भी they have full movement, without that they can't talk. It's very difficult.
I'm just very vague question. Okay. Do you have visibility how many temples are open? Like ISKCON temples are open?
Yeah.
With like and forecasted, do we have forecast now how many was going to open?
That will be see, we have this GBC. We have the complete how many temples, because everything goes with permission.
Okay.
When you want to have a ISKCON temple, that's the entire process. What land has been procured, and then whether that area we would, the permission has to be taken, and then that center is open. And then we have different levels. One is like teaching centers, where we have don't have a temple as such, but we have a gathering, and then we have like maybe photo frame or something. And then later on, when they grow, the congregation grows, then they are allowed to install a BT and make a full-fledged temple. So there are different levels one has to go through before going to
Why at this point? Because I feel here that person will automatically buy Bhagavad Gita once that person started going to temple. I've seen that personally because recently at the Silvassa place, I saw that one temple is open, that preaching center is open, right? And from my family and surrounding people started going that place, and now these guys like bhajan, so they invite for them for bhajan. Slow by slow, they are joining to the ISKCON, maybe because of karma, it's all happening. But I think I saw that kind of a difference over there. My father, my elder brother, they've never been to ISKCON temple. But once that place is opened, via the bhajan mandal and all this thing, they started going that place, and now slow by slow, at least somewhere they connected now.
So it's one of the ways, yeah, right? So this is like if people don't get or they don't want to give time to come to the temple, so the temple is going to them. Like
People are not aware ISKCON first of all. At village place, they're not aware. If you take my example, I think from last 1.5 to 2 years only because of Prabhuji and Mataji, of course, God mercy. I connected with Prabhuji Mataji, and now we are somewhere linked over here. And because of us, or maybe because of my daughter, we are connected. Because we came to know. Otherwise, it's like we're not aware. Even if I'm sure I know ISKCON is there from long time, but I think from last 5 years, it's somewhere it is connected. So.
मीरा रोड में जितना लोग टच है ISKCON में, फॉर एग्जांपल आई थिंक दहीसरगुड़ी वेली में उतना लोग टच नहीं है, मतलब दूर है क्यों जाऊंगा इसलिए दूर है मतलब.
It doesn't mean that they are not spiritual. They are spiritually strong, even maybe stronger than us. But maybe they are not that kind of link. Not there. So how to make that linkage? Automatically, they will family automatically buy the book. So and you educating them
That is important. Inviting them is important. Inviting them is important.
जैसा ये सब आपने देखा जैसे सुबह हमने देखा है देखा that is the reason we are here to become leaders and वो करके अपने को आगे बढ़ो कैसा बढ़ेंगे जैसा आपका एक फैमिली में you have a group of 10 people और वो स्टूडेंट जैसा आपके जैसा आपका बच्चा पढ़ता है वो बच्चा है तो उसके साथ दर्जन रहेंगे उनको बोलना है ये मेरा बेटा या बेटी इधर जाता है say they are going for nice so slowly and gradually they get the confidence फिर आपका wife she can start preaching
Here is, I'm sorry to interrupt. There is one big drawback over here. I'm not drawbacks, kind of some different limitation here. Nowadays, people have some different thought in their mind. Even the मुझे खींचा है अभी यहाँ पे. They are making that chain. Because अपने हिंदू में इतने धर्मास है, हर एक का अलग वे है. Like स्वामीनारायण में एक ग्रुप चल रहा है, इसको में एक ग्रुप चल रहा है, और एक ग्रुप चल रहा है. तो इनका माइंड में नेगेटिव पॉइंट चला हुआ है कि भाई ये अब तक चेन अब तक इंक्रीज कर रहा है.
So, as a producer, what we can do is to maybe to your right. So, book distribution is one of the opportunity in that. So, we can just stop it. Okay, they can just take the book, they can read. So, if they are showing interest, we can always say, okay, we have this course, you can come. And then, as well as your children can join for free. So, it's not like a money making thing, you can join. So, we are just exposing the opportunities. As you said, they may not even know the template. So, by distributing the book or giving the book, there are different things. He may say, no, I have the book. Then you can introduce, we have this temple in Milano, you can come for the programs, you can have prasadam. So we are not trying to force them that to join somehow. We are just trying to give them many people the awareness we are trying to create. So that it's up to them whether they want to and as everybody is saying, it's their sukriti. If it's there, like they will accept it and they'll come. And even like even if they don't accept our invitation, they'll come across like through their friends who are actually experienced because it's a natural thing to connect with Krishna. So they'll come somehow or the other. We just give the opportunity. We are trying to be an instrument so that we can give that to them. So we may not worry as I started in the beginning.
Subject
नहीं डिफरेंट सी
बैठने का जरूरत नहीं आप
स्टॉल आप डालेंगे
बैग में रख के भी
बैग में रख
slowly and gradually start with that
बैग में रख
स्टॉल लगाना is not
स्टॉल लगाने
आने लगता
stall लगा तो it will attract people. They'll come and see what is happening. That is what advantage. But if and then permission was अभी see the road and all in Bombay or at least in India it's not a hard and fast rule you have to. अगर कोई बैठा रहेगा तो पुलिस आते हैं हफ्ता लेने के लिए. So in our case they know it's Bhagavad Gita, so they come and politely say कि आप इधर मत डालो. Otherwise sometimes they allow. It's Bhagavad Gita, it's religious thing. We are doing once a month, so some people allow. Some people will politely say आप इधर से. Then instead of arguing with them, it's better to move. The other station में भी हमारे पास परमिशन होता है, but even it's restricted. इधर लगाओ. अगर हम लोग ब्रिज पे लगाएंगे और बोलेंगे इधर परमिशन नहीं है, आपको इधर लगाओ. Some पुलिस में से ओके ठीक है, you can do that. But we cannot argue नहीं हमें परमिशन है, इधर बैठ सकते हैं. So we can attempt and then when the official authorities
it depends upon the area if nobody in area है तो उधर नहीं करते but there are many things ऐसा it is up to you have to पहले देखना है ऐसा नहीं कि पहले दिन थोड़ा पूरा एक बार जाके देखना है कौन सा एरिया क्या है तो नो अभी समझो आपके एरिया में है आपका कोई फ्रेंड सर्कल उसको पूछना है आपके एरिया में ऐसा कर सकते हैं तो ये सोसाइटीज
also we can try.
some societies permit नहीं करते बट आपको उधर डालना नहीं स्टॉल डाल के नहीं कैन अप्रोच जैसे आपके सोसाइटी में आपको मालूम है आपके सोसाइटी में इतने जन है इतने आपके फ्रेंड्स है सेक्रेटरी है ऐसा ऐसा भगवत गीता आपके पास है क्या यू स्टार्ट इंडिविजुअल फिर बाद में किसमें तो नहीं तो यू डायरेक्टली ये करेगा तो कोई नहीं करेगा अच्छी तारीख कोई नहीं करेगा
Somewhere we lost the touch of our olden language, most important language, Sanskrit. And I personally feel again, just because of Bhagavad Gita, just because of ISKCON, at least we are connected to Sanskrit language as well. Otherwise, who knows Sanskrit nowadays? But now children started learning or speaking Sanskrit. Thanks to Prabhuji again, because my daughter, she started speaking many slokas of Sanskrit. So
the biggest advantage which I observe. So I think when people will realize this, when my daughter will speak in front of 100 children, then their parents will think that ये बंदी कहाँ सीखी? तो उनको वहां से शुरुआत होगी, हाँ इसको भी जानना चाहिए, उसको भी लेना चाहिए, करना चाहिए.
आपने एक बार बोला ना कि कैसा बताना कि कैसा करें उनको डिवोटी कैसा बनाएं. This is the example. You be an example, then others will think that हाँ ये देखो इसमें चीजें है क्यों है, तो I will also learn. At least वो आपका जो उसका सर्कल में सर्कल में नहीं आ सकते तो ना your wife can, she can start classes. So that can. We have a training Mataji sir giving. No, for your wife. She can also.
Yeah, for teachers.
She teaches training. They can. कभी कभी क्या होता है वो लोग इधर नहीं आ पाएंगे तो आपके एरिया में तो आपका घर पे होता है तो इट्स नॉट लाइक कि एक बच्चा भी रहेगा तो कर सकते हैं.
So we'll end our session. Thank you. Then we have some bhajan in mind which you want to sing. Yeah. Any connection to politician that we can make this education mandatory? Any connection with that?
गवर्नमेंट भी चेंज नहीं कर सकती, सिलेबस चल रहा है, कंटिन्यूस सिलेबस चल रहा है. अभी चालू हो गया, एमपी में चालू हुआ, सब जगह यूपी में चालू हुआ, तो धीरे धीरे पूरा इंडिया लेवल पे भी चालू है.
एक रिग्रेट है कि धर्म के बारे में पता ही नहीं हमारे धर्म के बारे में. आज भी अगर हम लोग if you go in some big competitive like discussion, we'll be at the back foot. We don't know this. Or I just think like Jainism, mainly Jainism, I heard even Muslims from the childhood.
सही वो लोगों से
learn this. Practice करना उनको चाहिए, practice करना नहीं.
आपको जैन धर्म में बच्चे लोगों के
या
लिए
तो फॉलो बस सबको बताना है.
I'm sending the link in our group.
Yeah, that is it.
Okay,
जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन.
जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन.
जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन.
जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन.
श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन कालिंदी जमुना जय जय माधव.
श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन कालिंदी जमुना जय जय माधव.
कृषि घाट वंशी भट दादा सकनन जहाँ सब लीला कोइला श्रीनंद नंदन.
केसी घाट वंशी भट द्वादश कानन जहाँ सब लीला कोइलो श्री नंद नंदन.
श्रीनंद जसोदा जय जय गोपवन सीता माती जय जय Deno Vatsara.
Srinanda Yashoda Jaya Jaya Gopagana Shri Ramadi Jaya Jaya Deno Vatsara.
Jaya Vrishabhanu Jaya Kirtita Sundari Jaya Purnamasi Jaya Abhidona
Jaya Vrishabhanu Jaya Kirtita Sundari Jaya Purnamasi Jaya Abhiranagari
Jaya Jaya Gopeshwara Vrindavana Raja Jaya Jaya Krishna Sakha Kadoli
Jaya Jaya Gopishwara Vrindavana Maja Jaya Jaya Krishna Sakha Badudvijaraja
Jaya Ram Kata Jaya Rohini Nandana Jaya Jaya Vrindavana Vasi Jata Jana
Jaya Ramakata Jaya Rohini Nandana Jaya Jaya Vrindavana Vasi Jata Jana
Jaya Dijapatni Jaya Naga Kanyagana Bhakti Tejahara Paila Govinda Charana
Jaya Vijayapati Jaya Nagakanyagana Bhakti Tejahara Paila Govinda Charana
Sri Rasa Mandala Jaya Jaya Radha Shama Jaya Jaya Raso Leela Sarva Manora
Jaya 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 Radha Shama Jaya Jaya Rasa Leela Sarva Manorama
Jaya Jaya Rasa Jaya 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 Rasa Sarva Rasa Sara Arapiya Hare Jaya Brojete Prachara
Jaya Jaya Rasa Sarvarasa Sara Aradiya Bhave Jana Brajate Kachara
Sijana Vapada Vatma Koriya Smarana Dino Krishna Dasa Paye Namo Samhita
Smarana Dina Krishna Dasa Kore Nama Sankirtana
Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohan
Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavana Shri Govinda Gopinatha